Isn't that cool how it does that? You know, it'd be super cool if every time I got on my phone, it wasn't different and someone was changing the settings, even though I changed the settings to not be able to change the settings. Or, you know, my key's coming up missing, even though I have the house locked up. I'm not crazy. I went up to the attic. It's actually pretty good size. I mean, it's full of insulation, but I mean, it's like cotton insulation. I have video of it, apparently on a different phone. Um, yeah, stuff ends up disappearing, or I forget that I used a different one. And seems like lately I've had to get new phones because I thought it was hacked, or I knew it was hacked, or trying to, but it's attached to my Google account somehow, and I'm needing to figure out how to fix that. And they said just get another Google account, and it's like, well, you know what? But A Fair Diva is something that, like, that was mine. I don't want it to be somebody else's, and just because they were able to manipulate my ex-boyfriend into giving them all the passwords to everything in my life, that doesn't mean that they own it. They hacked it without my permission. So, it'd be nice if I could somehow get my life back together. I did try to do the LifeLock stuff. I tried to do identity theft. I try to do, there's a lot of things, and it's weird. What happens is you get so overwhelmed trying to pick up your life that they don't realize you don't have the money in the accounts anymore, and then they keep withdrawing, and then you end up, overdraft, and then, it's just this domino effect that keeps happening, and you're scrambling, and then you can't get anything to protect yourself because you can't afford it. And if you have funds somewhere, somehow, you don't know where they're at. Or, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's not that you don't know where they're at. I don't know if I have any funds that obviously I'm not aware of, right? So, because as of right now, I think I have maybe $40 cash and maybe some change. Laundry, I have a washer and dryer, but my washer and dryer isn't working. Half that. Okay, I have it a little bit rigged so I can have a refrigerator and fans and TVs on a jump box. But, it's like, okay, that's the thing about situations like this. When you end up doing things that are not necessarily legal, people don't want to talk about them. But the thing is I'm curious why half my house doesn't work. Well, even if I, like, it just doesn't make sense why nothing on one side of the house works. Nothing. And why he bypassed the sink in the bathroom to not work. And why I occasionally hear outside faucet. I know why that. The hose, that's someone filling up their pool. Things around here suck right now. And everybody keeps acting like, put on a happy face. It's your perspective. Go get a job. Go do this, go do that. Well, when your keys come up missing, whether or not it's you who misplaced them because you hit them because they became missing before, or however that works. But, okay, so all my keys are gone. I know where I had them. I do. And, then periodically this card will come up missing and then it'll be replaced. Or, like, say, I'll tell you what it is, what happens. So, say you hang something on a latch. Well, someone will replace it with a belt so that it looks like it's still there, but it's not, you know. So, or like, say, a soda can. They'll put a different soda can, or maybe a candle. Well, just replace it so it doesn't look like something's missing, which seems silly, but I mean, if you're not paying attention, and especially, so just in my defense, I'm actually not a pack rat. I do pile things on occasion, but the shit that's going on in my house right now is a little overwhelming. And it's possible because it was a self-defense mechanism that happens. I think I was surrounding myself like a barrier. But so all clean, then I'll come home and it seems like it's disorganized again. So it makes you think, someone's still in the house maybe? Then you think, okay, well, what are the options? Okay, laundry room or under the beds. I check, I do that. I suppose it'd be possible, not very clean, but I checked the attic. There was a like a starter nest for rats or rodents that I found. Um, I don't have internet. I mean, it's a long story, but okay, so I have mobile data, and even though it should be paid for, now it's almost like either someone's using it or it's being blocked, so I can't use it. So I have to go across the street and borrow my neighbor's Wi-Fi, which is silly because I know my phone has it. And then, because someone else is paying for this one, I had one that I got through DHS because I was getting food stamps. But that's text and talk, so like I guess you can't do anything like YouTube or anything like that. I guess I don't know. I had a Verizon phone, a flip phone, for 15 years that I did not realize had Wi-Fi on it because I never went online. I'd always come home and jump on Facebook on my laptop, so I never actually did any of that on the phone. But my daughter had purchased me a moto, the kind that you can draw and stuff. And I know she spent quite a bit of money on it and stuff, and it was super cool. And I was excited about it. And I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, I remember the first time I paid a bill online, and I just was like, here we go. And it seems like my life hasn't been the same since. But I'm sure it wasn't just that. It's been a lot of things that have happened over time. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do right now because I'm not 100% sure what my options are. I want to sell my house, but I don't want to sell my house because I'm being forced to sell my house. Do I want to do better? Of course I want to do better. Can I do better? Well, it'd help if my Wi-Fi worked, if I could find my keys, if my car was insured, if my life wasn't surrounded by a bunch of wackadoos who want to take advantage of whatever the fuck they think they can. And it breaks my heart every time I leave because my dogs have separation anxiety and trauma, just like I do, because of the bullshit. One of them, well, both of them seem like they have hernias from either being kicked or falling on a stick or something, whatever. Whatever. It's like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or accuse someone of something that seems obvious, but maybe I could be mistaken and, whatever, like bullshit, kind of like walking on eggshells your entire life because you don't want someone's feelings hurt, because you may accuse them of something that may or may not be something they did. But since they're listening anyway, they could defend themselves, but they can't, because they can't admit that they're listening to your fucking phone call or your everything you do on the phone. And it's irritating because you're just kind of like, uh, I don't know. This whole thing has been so fucking weird. It's it's comical at times because like I'll be sitting on my back porch and I can hear them, ooh, oh, ew, doing whatever, and so I know they're listening, or and like they can see. Somehow they're tethering something so they can see what's on my screen. And then, my. Hmm. All right. Well, um, there's always these subtle hints. People kind of look, like, look at you like they approve, or look at you like they don't approve, and you're like, when I was working at Bargain Hunt, people would come through the line, and it was like Bargain Hunt and Ollie's actually, and they would say things that, like, they're watching you on camera, and you're not aware of it, but you just like, okay, well, I don't have time to discuss this, but okay, because I'm just working here. And then, like, I noticed people being awfully generous with their money. Oh, you can't cover it? Ah, here, I'll do it. Here's $100. And you go, wow, that's pretty impressive. Then you think, wait, what? That's probably not their money. It's easy to be generous with someone else's things, and I think maybe that might have been Harmy's issue, possibly. He finally had stuff that he could share. He just forgot it wasn't his. Kind of thing. Maybe. Anyway, sometimes people just want them to like them. I personally don't care. But that's only because I just got used to people disliking me. I have a tendency to point out problems. So I'm easy to dislike. Anyway, yeah. Um, I'm usually a hard worker, but lately I just don't feel comfortable leaving the house, because when I come back it seems different, and the dogs seem anxious, and and strange. My life's weird right now, and I wish I could understand why. And when I try and get answers, it seems like I get riddles. And as good as I am with riddles, the thing about riddles is there's usually more than one answer. So it's hard to make a decision when there's so many variables. And I am curious why everybody is saying literally so much. Seems to be a common phrase, literally. And the clouds are so interesting. Like, I've never looked at them this way before, or they have it, or maybe, is it me, or is it the clouds? I guess that's one of the riddles. Anyway, all right, well, like over and out. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to maybe put this on Facebook or something, or YouTube or something. You'd think I'd be able to do that since this has minutes and stuff, but